Not 3.9 billion. Not 390 million. 3.9 million dollars. That's what someone paid for Revell. This brand existed for 75 years. It built an entire hobby industry from scratch. Its name was in every American hobby shop, every department store, every child's bedroom from the 1940s to the 2000s. Sold for less than the price of a house in California. If you've ever had a Revell box in your hands, if there was ever a Lancaster bomber, or a Spitfire, or a '67 Mustang sitting on your shelf, this video is for you. Because what happened to Revell wasn't just a business failure. It was a cultural loss. And most people have no idea why it really happened, and here's the part that changes everything. Revell didn't collapse because people stopped loving model kits. It collapsed because the people who owned it never cared about model kits in the first place. This is the autopsy of Revell. And the cause of death has nothing to do with what you think. To understand what was sold for $3.9 million, you need to understand what Revell actually was. In 1943, a small California company was making toy furniture. Nobody cared. Then they made one decision that changed American childhood. They switched to plastic. Before Revell, building models required specialty skills. Woodworking. Precision tools. Hours of preparation before you could even start. It was a craft. Not for children. Revell changed that overnight. A 10-year-old in Ohio could build a P-51 Mustang for $1.50. A teenager in Texas could assemble a '57 Chevy and feel like a car designer. A father and son could spend a Sunday afternoon building a battleship, and actually finish it. And here's the thing. Revell didn't sell plastic. They sold the same thing you're looking for every time you buy a new kit. They sold the person you imagined yourself becoming. The builder. The creator. The one who sits down on a Sunday with a cup of tea and makes something real with their own hands. That Airfix Lancaster on your shelf. That's not a model kit. That's an identity. A version of yourself. You haven't had time to be yet. Revell understood this before anyone had a word for it. For 40 years, they bottled that feeling and put it in a box. But here is where the autopsy starts to reveal something. Revell's collapse didn't start in 2018. The countdown started in, emphasis, 1980. In the early 1980s, Revell was sold. Not to another hobby company. Not to someone who understood what a Spitfire kit meant to a 9-year-old boy. To a French toy conglomerate. General du Jouet. Based in Paris. A company that viewed Revell the way a landlord views a property, something to generate returns. Not something to love. Then in 1986, sold again. This time to a New York investment firm called Odyssey Partners. Same year, Odyssey bought Monogram, Revell's biggest rival, and merged them both. Revell Monogram LLC. Two American icons. One company. On paper, a powerhouse. In practice, a brand being passed from hand to hand like a financial instrument. Not a company. Then in May 2007, a company called Hobbico stepped in. Hobbico was a large hobby product distributor based in Champaign, Illinois. Radio-controlled planes, drones, cars, trains, everything in the hobby space. 5 years later, Hobbico also acquired Revell Germany. Now they owned both sides of the global operation. On the surface, Revell had never been more unified. Underneath the surface, the countdown was almost over. Here is the structural problem. The one that actually killed Revell. And it is not the one anyone talks about. The brand was healthy. Revell's products were selling. Hobbyists still loved the kits. The model kit market was not collapsing. So why is a healthy, beloved brand selling for $3.9 million? Here's why. Revell was now 100% dependent on Hobbyco. For distribution. For cash flow. For its own survival. And Hobbyco was dying. The brick-and-mortar hobby shop, the backbone of Hobbyco's entire distribution network, was in freefall. Amazon had made it cheaper and easier to buy hobby products online. The margins that kept traditional distributors alive were being squeezed from every direction. Hobbyco had also expanded aggressively into drones, RC electronics, new categories. Not all of those bets paid off. They were stretched thin. Too many markets. Too little margin. And the ground shifting underneath them. Revell had no control over any of this. They made the product. Hobbyco moved it. And when Hobbyco started struggling, every brand under its umbrella began to suffocate. Including Revell. A beloved, healthy brand, made completely hostage to a parent company with its own unrelated problems. January 10, 2018. Hobbyco filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And unlike some Chapter 11 filings designed as a reorganization, Hobbyco's situation moved quickly toward liquidation. April 2018. Revell USA ceased all operations. 90 days. That is how fast 75 years of American hobby history was wound down. Employees let go. Illinois offices closed. Distribution contracts terminated. The molds, the trademarks, the intellectual property, entered the bankruptcy auction. And then came the number. Acquired from the bankruptcy for $3.9 million. A company that shaped the childhoods of millions of Americans. A brand that created an entire industry. Sold. That is not the price of a business failure. That is the price of a brand that was never properly valued by the people who owned it. The buyer was a German venture capital firm. Quantum Capital Partners. They acquired Revell Germany out of its own restructuring. Then bought the US trademarks and molds from the Hobbyco bankruptcy. They rebranded everything, Revell GmbH, headquartered in Germany, and they set up a new Revell USA. Not a manufacturing operation. Not a design studio. An import warehouse. A small team. A distribution function, all creative decisions, new kits, brand strategy, product development, moved to Germany. The American brand that invented the model kit is now a German import. So today, in an ending that feels more like irony than rescue, the American company that invented the plastic model kit for American hobbyists is now, functionally, a German brand that ships kits to America. The hobby survived, the American chapter didn't. So what does the autopsy show? Cause of death. Structural dependency. A great brand made hostage to a struggling parent with entirely different problems. Revell didn't fail because model kits became obsolete. Right now, Revell GmbH is releasing new kits out of Germany. The hobby is growing. The demand was always there. The people who loved Revell were at the hobby bench. The people who owned Revell were in a boardroom in Illinois, and when the boardroom went bankrupt, the hobby bench paid the price. The moment your survival depends entirely on someone else's health, you are no longer in control of your own fate. When Hobbyco caught a cold, Revell died. Protect your brand like it's the only thing you've got. Because sometimes it is. This has been Business Autopsy. If you had a Revell kit as a kid, or if there's one sitting on your shelf right now, drop the name in the comments. I want to know which one it was. Which company should I dissect next? Drop it in the comments, the queue is open.